The massive spacecraft gleamed under the morning sun at Cape Canaveral. U.S. Prometheus, Earth's first true warship, stood 40 stories tall on its launch pad. Steam rolled off its dark hull as the final checks began. In the control room, hundreds of screens showed different parts of the ship, each one monitored by focus technicians. Captain James Mitchell stood at the ship's bridge, his hands clasped behind his back as he watched his crew prepare for launch. At 52, he was older than most of the others, with gray starting to show in his short brown hair. He had spent 30 years in the Navy before being chosen to lead humanity's first space warship. Engine room reporting ready, Captain. Rebecca Thompson's voice came through the speaker. The young engineer had changed the world with her dark matter cascade drive, but she still sounded nervous. At 34, she had become the most important scientist on Earth after she found a way to harness dark matter for power. "Thank you, Rebecca," Mitchell said. He turned to his bridge crew. "Status report." Lisa Cooper looked up from her navigation station. Her fingers moved quickly over the controls as she spoke. "Course is set, sir. All navigation systems are green. Weapons are ready," Mike Turner called from his station. The former Marine had helped design the ship's unusual weapon systems. While most science fiction showed space battles with laser beams, Turner had insisted on keeping things simple. The Prometheus carried rail guns, missiles, and thick armor instead of the energy weapons everyone had expected. "Communications are up and running," Tom Baker added. He adjusted his headset and smiled. "Houston is giving us the final countdown." Captain Mitchell pressed a button on his chair. "All hands, this is the captain. Prepare for launch in 5 minutes." He looked around the bridge one more last time. They had trained for this moment for 2 years, ever since Earth's deep space telescopes had spotted the alien warships. The aliens didn't know humans had seen them. They thought their stealth systems were perfect, but Earth's primitive radar technology had picked them up anyway. Now, after watching the aliens destroy 3 peaceful civilizations, Earth was ready to fight back. "Launch in 3 minutes," the computer announced. Rebecca's voice came through again. "Captain, dark matter cascade is starting up. Power levels are stable." There was pride in her voice now. She had spent 5 years building this engine, working from her first discovery in her garage to this moment. 2 minutes. Mitchell thought about the weight on their shoulders. 7 billion people on Earth were counting on them. Most didn't even know about the alien threat yet. The governments had kept it quiet to prevent panic. Only the families of the crew knew the truth. 1 minute. Artificial gravity engaged, Lisa reported. Internal systems all green. 30 seconds. Mitchell sat in his captain's chair and fastened his safety harness. Around him, his crew did the same. They were about to find out if all their training would pay off. 10 seconds. 9. 8. The engine's deep hum grew louder. On the main screen, Mitchell could see the launch tower pulling back. 3, 2, 1. Launch. The Prometheus lifted off with a deep roar that shook the whole ship. Fire and steam burst from its engines as it pushed against Earth's gravity. Unlike the old space shuttles, it rose smoothly and quickly, its dark matter cascade drive giving it more power than any chemical rocket. Passing through the atmosphere, Lisa called out. "All readings normal." Mitchell watched the sky turn from blue to black. Stars appeared, bright and clear without Earth's atmosphere in the way. Below them, their world became a blue and white ball. "We have achieved orbit," Lisa announced. "Dark matter cascade drive is operating at full power." "Setting course for Mars," Mitchell ordered. They would do their first tests in the solar system before heading into deep space. "Let's see what this ship can really do." Rebecca's voice came through again, excited this time. "Captain, the drive is performing better than expected. We're getting 20% more power than in our simulations." Mitchell smiled. Humanity's first warship was ready. He just hoped they would be ready for whatever they found out there among the stars. The aliens who thought Earth was defenseless were about to learn a hard lesson. "Send word to control," he ordered Tom. Prometheus has cleared Earth's atmosphere, and all systems are working perfectly. We are proceeding with mission phase 1. As they accelerated toward Mars, Mitchell watched his crew work. They were the best Earth had to offer, chosen from thousands of applicants. Together, they would protect their home, no matter what came at them from the depths of space. The real test would come when they met those alien ships. But for now, Mitchell let himself enjoy this moment. Humanity had taken its first real step into space, not with a peaceful exploration vessel, but with a warship. They hadn't wanted it this way, but they would do whatever it took to survive. 3 weeks after leaving Earth, the Prometheus was cruising through deep space. The ship had passed all its tests in the solar system, performing even better than its designers had hoped. Now they were in uncharted territory, far beyond Mars. Captain Mitchell sat in his command chair, reading the morning reports, when the alert sounded. Multiple contacts. Lisa Cooper's hands flew across her navigation screen. 5 large ships just appeared at the edge of our sensor range. Mitchell straightened in his chair. "Show me." The main screen lit up with 5 red dots. The alien ships were huge, each one at least 3 times bigger than the Prometheus. They were attacking something, a smaller blue dot that kept trying to escape. Getting energy readings, Mike Turner reported from his weapons station. "Those big ships are charging what look like energy weapons. The small ship isn't fighting back." Tom Baker raised his hand from communications. "Captain, I'm picking up transmissions. The Universal Translator is working on them now." Everyone on the bridge held their breath. This was humanity's first contact with alien life, and it was happening during an attack. The translator crackled to life. A high-pitched voice filled with fear came through. "Please, we are peaceful traders. We have broken no laws. We beg you to stop." Then a deeper, harsh voice. "Silence. You entered Alarian space without permission. Your ship and cargo are now ours." Mitchell's jaw tightened. He hadn't expected their first alien encounter to be with pirates. "Tom, open a channel to all ships." "Channel open, sir." Mitchell stood up. "This is Captain James Mitchell of the Earth ship Prometheus. We request that you stop your attack on the trading vessel immediately." There was a long pause. Then laughter came through the speakers. "Earth." The harsh voice sounded amused. "The primitive planet that hasn't even joined the Galactic Concordat. This is none of your concern, human. Leave now, or we will destroy your little ship too." Rebecca Thompson's voice came up from engineering. "Captain, I'm reading massive power builds in their ships. Whatever weapons they're charging, they're bigger than anything we've seen before." "Sir," Mike Turner added, "their shields just came up, but they're pure energy shields, nothing physical." Mitchell smiled slightly. The aliens were showing off their advanced technology, trying to scare the primitive humans. But they didn't know about Earth's different approach to space warfare. "Last warning," Mitchell announced. "Stop your attack, or we will be forced to defend the traders." More laughter. "You dare threaten the Alarian Empire? Your pathetic ship probably doesn't even have proper energy weapons. Return to your backward planet before we—" "Hostile ships are locking weapons on us," Lisa interrupted. Mitchell sat back down. "All hands, battle stations." Red lights flashed throughout the ship as the crew prepared for their first real fight. "Mike, target their weapons first. Lisa, get us between them and the trading ship." The Prometheus moved smoothly into position. On the screen, the alien ships looked like giant silver arrowheads, covered in glowing lines of energy. "They're firing," Lisa shouted. Bright beams of energy shot from the Alarian ships. But the Prometheus was already moving, its dark matter cascade drive letting it dodge in ways the aliens clearly didn't expect. "Their energy weapons are strong," Rebecca reported from engineering. "But our armor is holding. The dark matter field is dispersing most of the impact." "Our turn," Mitchell said calmly. "Mike, show them what primitive weapons can do." The Prometheus's rail guns opened up. Chunks of metal accelerated to incredible speeds, shot out at the alien ships. The Aldarians didn't even try to dodge. They trusted their energy shields completely. That was their mistake. The projectiles passed right through their energy shields and slammed into their hulls. Two of the Aldarian ships immediately lost power, their shields flickering out. How? The Aldarian commander's voice was no longer mocking. That's impossible. Physical weapons shouldn't. Ready another volley, Mitchell ordered. Target their engines this time. Wait. Now the alien commander sounded scared. We surrender. Please. Our shields don't stop. We've never seen weapons like this. Mitchell leaned forward. Power down your weapons and recall all boarding parties from the trading ship. Now. The Aldarian ships quickly backed away from the trader. Their weapons powered down, and their boarding crews returned to their ships. The trading ship is hailing us, Tom reported. Put them through. Thank you, Earthship. The trader's captain sounded relieved. We had heard humans were primitive, but you just defeated 5 Aldarian warships. No one has ever done that before. Mitchell smiled. We're glad we could help. But tell me more about these Aldarians. I think it's time Earth learned more about our galactic neighbors. As the trader began sharing information, Mitchell looked at his crew. They had just won humanity's first space battle, and no one had died. But he knew this was just the beginning. Soon, word would spread about Earth's primitive but deadly warship. The real challenges were still to come. The trader's ship captain, a tall blue-skinned alien named Kex, had been talking to Captain Mitchell for an hour. His information about the Aldarians was troubling. They control 50 star systems, Kex explained through the translator. The Aldarians believe they are the most powerful force in this part of space. No one challenges them because their energy weapons can destroy most ships instantly. Mitchell nodded, but they weren't ready for physical weapons. No one uses physical weapons anymore. Kex waved his 4 arms excitedly. Energy shields made them useless thousands of years ago, or so everyone thought. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the Prometheus. Captain. Lisa's voice was urgent. Multiple ships jumping in. I count 30 Aldarian warships. Mitchell straightened in his chair. Looks like they called for backup. Battle stations. The bridge crew rushed to their posts as the massive Aldarian fleet appeared around them. These ships were even bigger than the first 5, with huge weapon ports glowing along their sides. They're broadcasting, Tom reported. A new voice boomed through the speakers. Earth vessel, this is High Commander San of the Aldarian Empire. You have attacked our ships and humiliated our forces. Prepare to be destroyed. Mitchell kept his voice calm. High Commander, your ships were attacking an innocent trader. We simply. Silence. San roared. We will show you what happens to primitive species who don't know their place. Rebecca's voice came up from engineering. Captain, their weapons are charging. Energy readings are off the charts. Lisa, start evasive pattern Delta, Mitchell ordered. Mike, target their command ship's weapons. Tom, tell that trading vessel to get out of here fast. The Prometheus moved just as 30 energy beams struck where it had been. The dark matter cascade drive let the ship move in ways the aliens couldn't predict, spinning and diving between their shots. Their formation is tight, Mike reported. They're not spreading out. They don't think we can hurt them. Mitchell smiled. Big mistake. Rebecca, give us everything the drive has. Mike, fire all weapons. Let's show them what Earth can do. The Prometheus's rail guns opened up again, firing specially designed metal slugs at near light speed. The shots passed through the Aldarian energy shields like they weren't there, smashing into weapon ports and engine sections. Direct hits, Mike shouted. 5 ships disabled. But the Aldarians kept coming. Their energy beams filled space, some grazing the Prometheus's armor. The ship shook with each near hit. Hull temperature rising, Rebecca warned. The armor's holding, but we can't take too many direct hits. Mitchell watched the tactical display. The Alarian ships were trying to surround them, but they moved slowly, confident in their shields. They didn't understand that every second gave Mike more chances to hit them. "Sir," Lisa called out, "they're leaving gaps in their formation. I can get us behind their command ship." "Do it," Mitchell ordered. The Prometheus dove through a hole in the Alarian line, engines burning bright. Before the aliens could turn, Mike fired every railgun at the command ship's engines. The massive alien vessel went dark, its power failing. Around it, other Alarian ships started breaking formation, suddenly unsure. "High Commander San is hailing us," Tom reported. "Put him through." This is impossible." San's voice shook. "How are you doing this? Our shields are the strongest in the galaxy." "Your shields stop energy," Mitchell explained. "They do nothing against good old-fashioned metal. Now, would you like to surrender, or should we disable the rest of your fleet?" There was a long pause. Mitchell could see the remaining Alarian ships drifting, uncertain what to do without their leader's power. We surrender," San finally said. "Never in 10,000 years has the Alarian fleet. Please, spare our crews. Power down your weapons and prepare to be escorted to the nearest neutral station," Mitchell ordered. "And spread the word. Earth is not as primitive as you thought." As the Alarian ships powered down, Mitchell looked at his crew. They were tired but proud. In just one battle, they had changed the balance of power in this part of space. "Message coming in from Earth Command," Tom announced. "They say, 'Congratulations on our first victory,' and they want a full report. Tell them it's thanks to Earth's primitive technology," Mitchell said with a smile, "and our crew's excellent work." Rebecca's voice came up one last time. "Captain, you should know. The dark matter drive performed perfectly. We could do this again if we need to." Mitchell nodded. He had a feeling they would need to very soon. Once word of this battle spread, other alien powers would want to test Earth's strength. But now they had proof. Humanity could stand against the galaxy's greatest powers. And win. 2 days after the battle with the Alarian fleet, the Prometheus docked at Unity Station, a massive space station where different alien species traded and shared information. The ship's intelligence officer, Amanda Wells, sat in her office, watching hundreds of alien news broadcasts scroll across her screen. "Captain, you need to see this," she called Mitchell on the ship's comm. "The whole galaxy is talking about us." Mitchell arrived quickly, followed by Security Chief Robert Drake. The tall security officer looked worried as he watched the alien broadcasts. "They're calling it the battle that shook the stars," Amanda explained, pointing to the screens. The Alarians were supposed to be unbeatable. Now everyone knows a single Earth ship destroyed their best fleet. On the main screen, alien reporters from different species were talking excitedly. Some looked afraid, others impressed. The universal translator worked hard to keep up with all the different languages. The humans used solid metal weapons. Their ship moves in impossible ways. The mighty Alarian fleet, defeated by primitives. Who will they attack next? Robert shook his head. "They think we're the dangerous ones. The Alarians were the ones attacking innocent traders." "That's not how some people see it," Amanda said, pulling up more reports. "Look, 5 major galactic powers are already having emergency meetings. They're scared of us." Mitchell frowned. Scared enough to do something about it. Before Amanda could answer, Tom Baker's voice came over the comm. "Captain, priority message from Unity Station's council. They want to meet with you immediately." Mitchell straightened his uniform. "Tell them I'm on my way. Amanda, Robert, come with me." The 3 humans walked through Unity Station's huge hallways. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved out of their way, staring and whispering. Some looked afraid, others curious. In the council chamber, representatives from 20 alien species sat in a half-circle. Their chairman, a tall green alien named Master Pell, stood as the humans entered. "Captain Mitchell, Pell said through his translator. "We have been watching the news about your victory. It is disturbing." "Disturbing?" Mitchell asked. "We stopped pirates from attacking innocent traders." "The Aldarians controlled this sector for 1,000 years," another council member said. "Their fleet kept order. Now you have destroyed their power in a single battle." Amanda stepped forward, holding up her datapad. "Our scans show the Aldarians destroyed 3 peaceful civilizations in the past year. They weren't keeping order. They were bullies." The council members shifted uncomfortably. Robert noticed some of them wouldn't meet his eyes. "That is not the point," Pell said. "Your ship, this Prometheus, it changes everything. Your weapons ignore our best shields. Your engine breaks the laws of physics as we know them. You are unpredictable." "We're not a threat to peaceful species," Mitchell assured them. "Earth only wants to." Suddenly, Amanda's datapad beeped loudly. Her face went pale as she read the message. "Captain," she whispered, "5 major fleet movements detected. The Centauri Empire, the Vorn Collective, the Spiral Alliance, the Nexus Federation, and the Star Kingdom. They're all mobilizing their warships." Robert's hand moved to his weapon. "How many ships?" "Over 300, all heading this way. They're forming a coalition against us." The council chamber erupted in excited talking. Pell raised his hands for quiet. "You see," he said to Mitchell, "the great powers will not allow one primitive species to upset the balance. They would rather destroy you now, before you build more ships like Prometheus." Mitchell stood tall. "Then they're making the same mistake the Aldarians made. They think because we're new to space, we're primitive and weak. They're wrong." "Captain," Amanda interrupted. "Message from Earth. They say we're on our own. The coalition fleet will arrive before any help can reach us." The council members started leaving the chamber quickly. None of them wanted to be near the humans when the coalition arrived. "What are your orders, sir?" Robert asked quietly. Mitchell looked at his officers, then at the star map showing the approaching fleets. "Send word to the crew," he said. "Tell them to prepare for battle. If the galaxy wants to test Earth's strength again, we'll show them why that's a bad idea." As they walked back to their ship, aliens rushed to get out of their way. The news was spreading. The greatest fleet ever assembled was coming to destroy the Earth ship. But Amanda noticed something interesting. The smaller, weaker species weren't afraid of them anymore. Some even nodded respectfully as they passed. They had seen humans defend a helpless trader against bullies. Maybe they were hoping humans would stand up to the big powers too. The real test was about to begin. Lead strategist Daniel Foster stood before the large screen in the Prometheus's war room. 5 different colored dots showed the approaching enemy fleets. Each dot represented dozens of warships. "They'll be here in 6 hours," he told Captain Mitchell and the senior crew. 300 warships from 5 different alien powers. It's the largest fleet ever assembled in this part of space. Chief Medical Officer Emily Brooks spoke up from her seat. "Why are they working together?" Amanda said these species usually hate each other. "Fear," Daniel explained. "They're afraid of us. Look at these reports. The Centauri Empire and Vorn Collective have been at war for 50 years. Now they're suddenly best friends." Mitchell studied the screen. "Tell me about their ships." "All energy weapons and shields, like the Aldarians," Daniel said, "but more advanced. The Spiral Alliance has plasma cannons that can melt moons. The Nexus Federation uses quantum disruption beams. The Star Kingdom has something called star fire weapons. But they all depend on energy shields." Mike Turner asked from his weapons station. "Yes, none of them use physical armor anymore. They think it's primitive." Rebecca Thompson's voice came through the comm. "That's good news. Our railguns will still work against them. But Captain, there are so many ships. Even if we take out one with each shot, they'll still overwhelm us." Mitchell nodded slowly. "We need a plan." "Daniel, what are they expecting us to do?" "They think we'll run," Daniel said. Their messages show they expect us to flee back to Earth. That's why they spread their fleets out, to catch us no matter which way we go. But we're not running, Robert Drake said firmly. No, Mitchell agreed. We're going to fight. The galaxy needs to learn that humans aren't easy targets. Emily looked worried. 300 ships against one. Those aren't good odds. Numbers aren't everything, Mike said. Remember what that traitor told us. These species haven't fought a real war in thousands of years. They just bully smaller races who can't fight back. Amanda Wells rushed into the war room, holding her datapad. Captain, intercepted communications from the Coalition fleet. You need to hear this. She played the message. Different alien voices spoke in turn. The humans must be destroyed before they build more ships. Their weapons are an abomination. They use primitive physical attacks like barbarians. We cannot allow them to spread their influence. Smaller species are already talking about copying their technology. Better to crush them now, while they only have one ship. The galaxy must remain orderly. Earth's chaos cannot be allowed to spread. Mitchell listened carefully. They're not just afraid of our weapons. They're afraid of change. For thousands of years, they've run things their way. Now we're showing there's another path. Sir, Lisa Cooper called from the bridge. The first Coalition ships are entering the system. They're calling for our surrender. Put them on screen. The war room screen showed 5 alien commanders. Each looked different. The Centauri were tall and thin. The Vorn were short and wide. The Spiral Alliance leader had tentacles. The Nexus commander was made of crystal, and the Star Kingdom ruler glowed with energy. Earth vessel, they spoke together. Surrender now and your crew will be spared. Resist, and we will destroy you completely. Mitchell stood straight. This is Captain James Mitchell. We will not surrender. Earth does not bow to bullies, no matter how many ships they have. Foolish humans, the Centauri commander hissed. You cannot fight 300 ships. Watch us, Mitchell said calmly. But remember, you started this fight, not us. Whatever happens next is on your heads. He cut the transmission. The crew looked at him, waiting for orders. Emily, prepare sick bay for casualties. Rebecca, get every bit of power you can from the drive. Mike, load all weapons. Lisa, plot us a course right through the middle of their fleet. Through the middle? Daniel asked, surprised. That's not what they'll expect. Exactly, Mitchell smiled. They think they know how we'll fight. Time to prove them wrong again. The crew hurried to their stations. Outside, more Coalition ships appeared every minute, their energy weapons charging, their shields glowing. All hands, Mitchell called over the ship's comm. Battle stations. Remember, we're not just fighting for Earth now. We're fighting for every species these bullies have pushed around. Time to show the galaxy that the age of energy weapons and shields is over. The Prometheus's engines hummed to life. Humanity's first and only warship prepared to face the largest fleet in galactic history. The real battle was about to begin. The space around Alpha Centauri lit up like a Christmas tree. 300 alien ships formed a massive wall of light, their energy weapons glowing and ready. In the middle of this storm, a single Earth ship faced them. All weapons charged, Mike Turner reported from his station. Rail guns loaded with special penetrator rounds. Dark matter cascade drive at maximum power, Rebecca added from engineering. Whatever you're planning, Captain, we're ready. Captain Mitchell looked at the tactical display. The Coalition fleet had spread out in a huge half-circle, trying to trap the Prometheus. Their formation was perfect for fighting other energy weapon ships. Lisa, Mitchell ordered, take us straight at their center. Full speed. The Prometheus shot forward like a bullet. The Coalition ships opened fire immediately, filling space with energy beams, plasma bolts, and quantum rays. But they didn't understand what the dark matter cascade drive could really do. Now, Lisa, Mitchell shouted. Spin maneuver. The Prometheus began to spin, the dark matter field around it bending space itself. Enemy fire curved around the ship, missing completely. Some shots even hit other coalition ships. They're breaking formation. Amanda called out. The smaller ships are pulling back. Mitchell nodded. They've never seen anything move like this. Mike, target their command ships. Rebecca, pour everything into the drive. The Prometheus spun through the enemy fleet like a tornado. Rail guns fired in all directions, sending hypersonic metal slugs through energy shields that had never been designed to stop physical objects. Direct hits on 20 ships, Mike reported excitedly. Their shields are useless. On the main screen, coalition ships started exploding. Their perfect formation fell apart as ships tried to dodge both the Prometheus's weapons and their own reflected fire. Enemy ships are sending panic signals, Tom Baker reported from communications. They're saying we're breaking the laws of physics. Rebecca laughed over the comm. The laws of physics are more like guidelines anyway. The Prometheus dove and spun through the chaos, its dark matter field getting stronger. Enemy ships that got too close found their own energy weapons twisted back at them by the warped space around the Earth ship. 50 more ships disabled, Mike called out. They're starting to run, but the coalition's largest ships pressed their attack. The Star Kingdom's massive dreadnought moved forward, its Starfire weapon charging. Energy readings off the scale, Amanda warned. That weapon could vaporize a planet. Mitchell smiled. Rebecca, remember that trick you wanted to try? Yes, sir. Rebecca sounded excited. Reversing dark matter flow. Now, the space around the Prometheus suddenly twisted inward. The Star Kingdom's weapon fired, and its energy beam curved completely around the Earth ship, shooting back at the dreadnought. The massive alien ship vanished in a ball of fire. Their flagship is gone, Daniel Foster shouted. The coalition is falling apart. Ship after ship began jumping away. The mighty alien fleet that had come to destroy Earth's only warship was running in terror. Captain, Tom called out, we're getting surrender signals from over 100 ships. The rest are retreating. Mitchell stood up. Send to all ships. Power down your weapons and prepare to be escorted to Unity Station. The battle is over. The bridge crew cheered. They had just won the impossible fight. Damage report, Mitchell asked. Minor hull damage only, Rebecca reported proudly. The dark matter field protected us from their strongest weapons. Turns out bending space itself is better than any shield. Sir, Amanda called out. Messages coming in from all over the galaxy. Smaller species are celebrating. The big powers that have pushed them around for thousands of years just got beaten by a single Earth ship. Mitchell nodded. Send word to Earth. Tell them the coalition is defeated. And tell them to get our other ships ready. I have a feeling we're going to need them. Why's that, sir? Lisa asked. Because we just proved that humanity's primitive technology works better than their advanced energy weapons. Now everyone's going to want to know how we did it. As the defeated coalition ships limped toward Unity Station, Mitchell looked at his crew. They were tired but proud. In a single battle, they had changed the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Good work, everyone, he said. But stay alert. I doubt the big powers will accept this defeat easily. They'll be back. And next time, they might bring something new. The Prometheus moved through the debris field of destroyed and disabled ships, its dark matter drive humming quietly. Earth's first warship had just won the biggest space battle in galactic history. And this was only the beginning. 1 month after the Battle of Alpha Centauri, the Prometheus sat docked at Unity Station. The massive space station had changed. Where once the powerful species had ruled the corridors, now representatives from dozens of smaller civilizations walked proudly. Captain Mitchell stood at a large window, watching ships come and go. Many of them looked different now. Some had physical armor added to their hulls. Others had replaced their energy weapons with railguns. Earth's influence was spreading fast. Amanda Wells approached him with her datapad. Final reports are in, Captain. The galaxy has changed more in 1 month than it did in the last 1,000 years. Tell me, Mitchell said. The Alarian Empire has split into 12 smaller nations. The Centauri and Vorn coalition fell apart. They're back to fighting each other, but with physical weapons this time. The Spiral Alliance is asking Earth for trade deals. The Nexus Federation had a revolution. Their old leaders are gone. And the Star Kingdom, gone completely. After their flagship was destroyed, their whole empire collapsed. Turns out their people were tired of being ruled by energy beings who thought they were gods. Robert Drake joined them at the window. The smaller species are forming their own alliance. They're calling it the Free Systems Coalition. They want Earth to join as an equal member, not a ruler. Mitchell smiled. Good. We never wanted to rule anyone. We just wanted to stop the bullies. Tom Baker's voice came over the comm. Captain, Earth Command is calling. They say the first 5 new Earth ships are ready. They want to know where to send them. Tell them to send them here, Mitchell said. But not as a war fleet. Send them to protect the trade routes, help the smaller species defend themselves. Show everyone that Earth keeps its promises. Rebecca Thompson walked up, wiping grease from her hands. You'll never believe what I found, Captain. Those alien engineers we've been working with. They're brilliant. They took our dark matter drive design and made it even better. Turns out when species work together instead of fighting, amazing things happen. Speaking of working together, Daniel Foster added, joining the group, the Free Systems Coalition wants to build a joint defense fleet. Ships crewed by multiple species, using the best technology from everyone. They want Prometheus crew members to help train them. Mitchell nodded. Volunteer only, but I bet most of our crew will want to help. Emily Brooks arrived last, looking happy. The alien medical technology is incredible, Captain. Now that they're sharing it freely instead of keeping it for the powerful species, we're learning so much. We've already cured 3 diseases back on Earth. Mitchell looked at his senior crew. They had done something incredible. Not just won a battle, but changed an entire galaxy for the better. New message from the Free Systems Coalition. Tom's voice came again. They're making it official. The age of the great powers is over. They're calling it the Earth Revolution. The day humanity proved that being newer or less advanced doesn't mean being weaker. Sir, Lisa Cooper called from across the station's deck. You should see this. They all walked to her viewing position. Below, hundreds of ships were gathering, but not for war. Trading vessels, science ships, and civilian craft from dozens of species flew together peacefully. Some flew Earth flags alongside their own symbols. A month ago, those species wouldn't even talk to each other, Amanda said. Now look at them. Humans have a gift, a voice said behind them. They turned to see Kex, the traitor they had saved from the Aldarians. You showed us that standing up to bullies is possible. That working together makes us stronger than fighting each other. We just did what was right, Mitchell said simply. And that's why the galaxy needed you, Kex replied. The great powers forgot about doing what was right. They only cared about power. Earth reminded us that true strength comes from helping each other. Mitchell's comm beeped. Captain, your new orders from Earth Command are in. They're promoting you to Admiral. You'll be commanding the new Earth Defense Force, but mainly as peacekeepers and trainers, not warriors. Mitchell looked at his crew, then back at the peaceful fleet below. Tell them I accept. But remind them, we're here to help, not rule. The galaxy has had enough of rulers. As the sun of Alpha Centauri set behind the station, Mitchell thought about their journey. One ship had changed the galaxy, not through conquest or power, but by standing up for what was right. The age of energy weapons and bullies was over. A new age was beginning, one of cooperation, shared knowledge, and mutual respect. And it had all started because Earth built its warship differently. Sometimes, Mitchell thought, being primitive just means being willing to try new things. And that can change everything.